starts right now.
Well, a messy ride in this morning and a messy ride home tonight. More lake effect crossing our area. You're taking a look at a time lapse of the snow moving in this afternoon from one of our weather bug cameras up north in Charlotte. We have team coverage for you tonight, keeping you informed as this snow falls.
Well, behind us, you can see it, a live look at Doppler 10 radar, and you can see there's a band of lake effect snow across Rochester right now. Turning now to the roads, we want to give you a look at the conditions outside. This is at 104 at the Bay Bridge. You can see the snow is coming down pretty good out there. The question is, how long will that snow stick around tonight?
Well, we begin our coverage with hometown weather expert Amanda McDonald. Amanda?
Thanks, Janet and Brett. We are continuing to see some of the heaviest snow make its way onshore right now. It is going to continue to sink farther south. Pretty much anywhere south of 104 is just dealing with some pretty light snow shower activity, but more moderate to even heavy bursts of snow north of 104, and this will slowly continue to sink farther south on a diagonal as we make our way through the evening. It's going to bring not huge amounts of snowfall, but the problem is you factor in this bitter cold, and that makes the salt not as efficient. And you also factor in these very strong wind gusts, and it's hard to keep the roads clear. So we're having some treacherous travel like we did this morning. Expect it through the rest of the evening as well. Again, the heaviest snow right now falling through places like Hamlin, Brockport, Parma, into Hilton, over towards Irondequoit and Charlotte, right along the lakeshore, Webster into Williamson. It is going to get a bit worse before it gets better for you folks. It is going to sink farther south through the evening. We'll take a closer look at what you can expect. We also have a messy weekend coming our way. I'll have all the details. Brett?
Thank you, Amanda. Some of the trickiest travel is to the east of us in Wayne County. As you heard, the sheriff issued a travel advisory because of the snow and strong gusting winds.
And what that means is that you be cautious if you have to head out. We sent Lynette Adams to the town of Ontario. She joins us now live. Lynette, that snow was blowing around pretty good at 5, and it looks like it still is now at 6.
That's right, Janet. It has not let up in the last hour. In fact, we want to just show you what it looks like for people heading out on 104. You can see it is a wintry mix of heavy, wet, blowing snow. Certainly a tough commute into Wayne County, where a travel advisory has been issued. You have to be prepared for changeable conditions and poor visibility. And one gentleman we spoke with earlier told us it's even worse in Sodas Point, where he lives. In the last hour, we've seen traffic slow down significantly. The roads are covered in snow. This is what people told us earlier about their plans for the evening. So what's your plan for the night? Is it go inside and stay in?
I'm going in and I'm not coming back out. Exactly.
We're just going to have to sit it out and wait until the storm more or less subsides, and then get out there and get some work done.
Now, that travel advisory is in effect until 1 o'clock tomorrow morning. It does not mean you cannot drive, but you're advised to stay off the roads if possible. We're live along Route 104 in Wayne County. Lynette Adams, News 10 NBC.
All right, Lynette, thank you. You can see it happening out there with the lake effect storms hitting us at the worst possible times, the morning commute and then the evening commute. We wondered, why don't businesses, agencies, governments change the way their employees work during a storm?
Yeah, like have them come in later or leave early or work at home. New at 6, Chief Investigative Reporter Berkeley Green looks at the impact that could have on days like today. Berkeley?
Brett, Janet, I avoided 490 on my way to work this morning because it was a parking lot, but it still took me 5 times as long to get to work. So we thought if companies could change when and how employees work when a storm hits, it would reduce congestion, get the roads plowed faster, and make it safer trying to get to work and school.
Jessica Moriarty was trying to get from Greece to Victor to get to work.
I started sliding around getting onto 490, and I was like, okay, this is too much.
She finally pulled off the road at her brother's apartment in Rochester and took this snapshot of the conditions. She called work, and her boss told her to go back and work from home.
I was really thankful for that, because if if they were like, well, you really need to come in, that's just dangerous, I think, at that point.
What if more business owners made that decision during a storm? That's what I asked the head of environmental services for Rochester.
Like, let them come in later, let them leave early, let them work from home. Would it make your job easier?
Well, less traffic on the streets to allow our plows to have unfettered access to our roads makes our job easier.
This is the size of the problem. Look at these highway traffic numbers from state transportation. Between 7 and 9 in the morning, there are more than 14,000 cars on 390 southbound at the airport, more than 7,000 on 590 southbound at Elmwood, and more than 16,000 cars on 490 heading into downtown. That's why they're a parking lot in a storm. Today, the county and the city did what we're talking about. The county sent employees home at 2, the city at 3, when the highway traffic looked like this. What if more businesses and agencies did that? Would that increase public safety?
If it would certainly reduce the volume of cars and trucks on our highways at the worst possible time.
Now, New York City staggers employee dismissal times on Fridays in the summer. So why can't we as a community do that when we know a storm is going to hit at rush hour? Here are the number of cars on average on 490 downtown between 4 and 6 o'clock at night. By letting their employees go home early tonight, the county and the city reduced that number by about 3,000. Berkeley Bree, News 10, NBC.
Well, back in Rochester, if you live in the city, you can track which streets are being plowed in real time with the Plow Tracks app. This is what it looks like right here, and you can see where the plows are, these little icons throughout the city. You can check and see if they're near your street. These lines, the ones here, these represent the streets, and they'll tell you when the roads were last plowed. The darker blue color means it was plowed within the last 6 hours. There are a few other features that you can use as well, and to check it out yourself, we have a link to download the app on our website at WHEC.com. Just click on web links.
Well, dispatchers with the state DOT are also busy right now monitoring the roads at the Regional Traffic Operations Center on Scottsville Road. And that's where Rebecca LeClaire joins us with an update on how crews are reacting to the changing conditions. Right, Rebecca?
That's right, Janet. This is a 24/7 operation here. At least 2 dispatchers are on at all times checking on conditions and the roadways. You can see they've got a lot of information at their disposal. The National Weather Service, they can check on all the traffic lights. See all those green little dots? Those are traffic lights in Monroe County. Also, they have more than 140 DOT cameras showing state, county roads and the thruway. Let's get a little closer to the nerve center here. The dispatchers working hard. They're focusing on 590 at Empire. You can see the troopers are on scene of an accident there, and the help truck, they just sent it over there. And in fact, we found out that they're going to keep the help trucks on duty until 9 o'clock tonight. Normally they go home at 7, but because of the conditions, they're going to stay late. And they also were monitoring 911 calls earlier. They got a lot of calls about slippery conditions on the Bay Bridge. So these dispatchers called up and asked salt trucks from East Rochester to head to the Bay Bridge. That's how they monitor these conditions and try to solve a lot of problems right here from the Operations Center. But I also want to tell you about something that might help. You heard Brett talk about the plows in the city, but the New York State DOT also has a 511 hotline. I'm going to call it right now. You can get real-time updates on road conditions, as well as you can go to their website, and I think Karen's got it up here. It's 511NY.org. Yeah, Finger Lakes, Rochester region. I just called that. But anyways, on the website, you can check before you go. You can actually click on the DOT cameras and check the conditions on where you want to travel, and that should help you get home safely. But for now, they're advising no unnecessary travel throughout the Rochester region. On Scottsville Road, Rebecca LeClaire, News 10 NBC.
Good information, Rebecca. Thank you. Our lake effect snow coverage continues. Coming up in 10 minutes, Amanda McDonald will have your full forecast. And at 11, we'll check back in with Lynette Adams and the conditions in Wayne County. Remember, we have a tool to help you keep track of the winter weather. It's News 10 NBC Weather app. To download it, you go to WHEC.com and you look for quick links.
New at 6, a 22-year-old Geneva man was killed in a crash. Deputies say the car he was in collided with a snowplow. It happened in Cayuga County in the town of Springport. Last night around 9:30, deputies say a car lost control at a curve on State Route 326 and crossed into a county plow's path. Jeffrey Bennett of Geneva, who was a passenger, was pronounced dead at the scene. The driver of the car, 28-year-old Alex Myers of Union Springs, was taken to the hospital. The plow driver was not hurt. The crash is under investigation. Federal prosecutors will not seek the death penalty for Richard Wilburn, the man charged in the Xerox Federal Credit Union robbery and murder. Wilburn was arrested back in September, 13 years after the deadly crime in Webster. In 2003, investigators say Wilburn shot 2 customers during the robbery. One man died, Raymond Batesel, a Xerox employee and a customer at the credit union at the time. Another customer was shot and injured.
Well, he taught high school math for 8 years and was originally certified in New York, but now he can't teach here.
Why he says the state education department is making it difficult for him and other teachers to come back in our New York State Exposed report. Next.
In the midst of a teacher shortage here in New York, the education commissioner claims that she's making it easier for out-of-state teachers to move back and continue their careers here.
The problem, those teachers aren't convinced, especially considering the story you're about to see. Investigative reporter Jennifer Lukey joins us with tonight's New York State Exposed Education Report.
Well, school districts are desperate for qualified teachers to lead your child's classroom, especially math and science teachers. So you would think the state would make the process for out-of-state teachers who want to come back to New York as smooth as possible, but that's not always the case.
Andrew Muner has been a high school math teacher for 8 years, most recently in Rhode Island. His wife's job recently brought them back to New York. He went to college in New York and was originally certified here, so
I figured since I had already been certified, it wouldn't be that much of an issue.
he was wrong.
I will have two current up-to-date state certificates, national board certificate, a master's degree in instructional leadership.
But it's not enough. He's been told by the state education department he needs 4 more courses in order to teach high school math in New York.
This is the type of coursework that you might do if you're pursuing a doctorate in mathematics. So I understand that New York wants its teachers to be well qualified in the content areas that they're asking to teach in, but this seems to me to be a little over the top.
The New York State Education Commissioner has said she's easing licensing rules for out-of-state teachers, but Andrew's story isn't encouraging. A spokeswoman for the commissioner tells me his case is complicated, but the department is committed to helping. They've offered an initial certificate which would allow him to teach 5th through 9th grade math until he meets the new standards.
I've spoken with people out of state, in Rhode Island, for example, who would not consider moving here just because they've heard the stories of how difficult it is to get certified.
Making matters worse, not just for out-of-state teachers, but everyone looking to get certified to become a teacher in New York State. The website the state uses to handle applications, we're told, is constantly running into issues. Wait times on the phone are over an hour, and response to email is slow. We'll dig into those issues coming up tonight at 11. Jennifer Lukey, News 10 NBC.
Jennifer, thank you. Well, we're keeping an eye on the snow and the cold.
Temperatures could be near 0 tomorrow morning, and it could feel even colder with that wind chill. Amanda is back with your full forecast up next.
Now, your forecast with meteorologist Amanda McDonald, your hometown weather expert.
Good evening. It is a busy night in the Weather Center. What we're dealing with is a second lake effect snow band that is making its way into our area. We had the first one during the morning commute, the second one on the evening commute, and it'll continue into the rest of the evening. What we're looking at is snow, windy conditions, and an Arctic chill. Wind chill values already well below 0 this evening, and that trend will continue through the overnight. By Friday, we'll have a brief break from this busy, active weather pattern that we've seen lately. We'll even see a little bit of sunshine and some milder temperatures once we get past the early morning. As we get into the weekend, we're talking about snow, rain, freezing rain, sleet, a little bit of everything for both Saturday and Sunday as our temperatures just yo-yo up and down, and that'll wreak a little bit of havoc here in our area. But what's wreaking havoc right now is this lake effect band that is continuing to sink farther south. It is pushing through the 104 corridor, and it will continue to sink south on a diagonal through the rest of the evening. Expect it to move into Ontario, Livingston, Genesee counties. Right now, those locations just dealing with very, very light snow, but the heavier snow, as you've seen from some of our live shots, Lynette Adams out in Webster, the snow really coming down at quite a clip with creating whiteout conditions at times. And remember, this isn't a ton of snow all at once, but what we're dealing with is wind gusting up to 40, 50 miles per hour, and the Arctic chill, which really takes down the acting force of salt. The salt cannot work as efficiently when you have such bitter cold temperatures, so that makes for treacherous conditions on the roadways, and it's just hard to keep them clear. Hamlin, Brockport, dealing with some heavy snow. North Greece into portions of Greece near 104 still dealing with some moderate to heavy snow showers. Breaking up a little bit now in Sodus You're coming out of the thick of it within the next hour or so. It'll be pretty quiet in your area snow-wise, but still that wind whipping the snow that's already fallen, just whipping it around. What we're dealing with is 17-degree temperature right now, 15 in Fairport, but it feels like -10 in places like Canandaigua, Scottsville, 14 in Albion right now. We had our peak wind gust occur in Avon today, 52 miles per hour. Just insane wind is what we're dealing with, this cold Arctic blast. I want to show you right now our futurecast, put this into motion for you. We're stopping it right now, and what we're seeing is that band clearing the shore in portions of Wayne County. It'll continue to do that. This is 6:45, and it'll continue to sink a bit farther south onto the Ontario-Wayne County border, down into Livingston and Genesee counties. Slowly trending down there tonight, 10 o'clock tonight near Naples, Richmond, over into Avon, Lima, and into Batavia. So a slow mover, but not bringing any impressive snowfall totals. What we are dealing with, though, is some bitter cold and a break from the activity during the day on Friday. But by Friday, late at night, overnight, yeah, more snow coming. An area-wide storm here for us all day Saturday, all day Sunday. In the meantime, our snowfall totals from this lake effect band, an additional 2 to 4 inches in the areas in blue through 7 a.m. Friday, but really going to start to taper off for you closer to the lake shore. 2 to 3 in the light blue, 1 to 2 the farther south you live, because that band will taper off as we go into the latter hours of this evening. 8 for a low, feeling like 10, 15 below when you factor in the wind. Thankfully, the wind will calm down and ease up a bit as we get past midnight. 24 for your high temperature, but a bitter cold morning as you send the kids out to school. So really bundle them up if they're walkers. Hopefully they can get a ride tomorrow. They'll need it. 40 on Saturday, starting with snow, changing to rain, and then starting rain on Sunday and changing back to snow. So, you know, the week ahead, though, looking a little bit quieter, something to look forward to.
That is.
That is something.
Thank you.
Thanks, Amanda.
Said that just right. Coming up, a turning point game for the Amherst.
Plus, a potential huge loss for the Buffalo Bills. Rich is next for sports.
Now, News 10 NBC Sports with Rich Donnelly.
Buffalo Bills defensive lineman Kyle Williams missed practice again today while he recovers from a back injury. Williams has not practiced since before the Steelers game, in which he did not play due to this same back injury. Today, Rex Ryan said that Williams, quote, seems to be doing pretty good, so we'll see. As for hockey, he may not be in Rochester for long, so go see him before he heads down the thruway for good. Amherst forward Nick Baptiste scored 3 goals last night to complete the first hat trick since joining the AHL. Baptiste leads the league in goals and says he's just making the most of his opportunities.
Obviously playing a lot more this year than I thought I did last year, just more, offensive minutes. And when you play with guys like Cal and Schneid's on a consistent basis, we create chemistry, and you can see that tonight. We were developing chances offensively, and I was able to put pucks in the net.
Finally, history was made this afternoon. The Baylor women's basketball team won by 108 points. That sets a new record for largest win in women's college basketball history. Baylor led, get this, 38-6 after the first quarter. If they didn't score for the rest of the game, they would have won by 6.
I'm sorry, who were they playing?
Winthrop.
Okay.
Or Winthrop.
Allegedly.
Well,
Yeah, well, I don't know if they were playing.
Yes, they were on the court.
they don't feel very good. Winthrop doesn't.
Probably
But, okay.
Thanks, Rich.
Thank you. Special holiday surprise today for children at Golisano.
That story's coming up next.
It's the Lazy Boy Holiday Sale. Get 2 great chairs for one low price. It's your choice. Match them up or mix it up. Like a pair of recliners from only $5.99. Plus special financing. Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries. Live life comfortably.
I was surprised how easy it was to get a good, low-cost health plan.
You might even get help paying for yours.
Go to nystateofhealth.ny.gov or call 1-855-355-5777.
Enrollment ends soon.
We're Key Bank. We open doors to everything from first new homes to final exams. We champion financial wellness for every type of family. When neighbors come with dreams of thriving, we unlock brighter tomorrows. We're the Red Key. We help plot a path to startup success. We celebrate innovation. We steward and shape a good idea into a grand opening. When clients come with dreams of setting up shop, we unlock potential. We're the Red Key. We give advice to industry, lend hard-earned expertise. We help the doers bring ideas, products, and jobs to the people. When companies come with dreams of strength, we unlock success. We're the Red Key. We're KeyBank, and we're fully invested in helping communities thrive. When dreamers come to us looking for help, we tell them, use the Red Key.
Healthcare is changing. So is MVP. These days, you have more decisions to make. We'll help you make them with confidence. There's a good chance you have a lot of questions. We have more ways to answer them. And at your most challenging moments, we'll be there when and where you need us. MVP is making health insurance more convenient, more supportive, more personal. MVP, the way it should be. See what's new at newfrommvp.com.
Turn to News 10 NBC's winter weather experts, the forecast you've come to trust again and again.
Big pattern changes on the way, and it does spell return to winter weather with areas of lake-enhanced snow and flurries.
News 10 NBC, your winter weather experts.
New at 6, Santa and his helpers left the North Pole today to visit with the children at Golisano Children's Hospital.
Yeah, the hospital shared pictures on its Facebook page. Old St. Nick even brought Mrs. Claus along. The event put on together by Tia's Hope, an organization that donates gifts to patients at Golisano between Thanksgiving and Christmas. And today, they also took part in activities including sand art, ooh, I love that, and photo booths.
Definitely put some smiles on some faces
I know.
today. Amanda has a final look at our weather.
Yeah, you know, we are dealing with some lake effect snow across the area. It is going to get worse before it gets better for most folks. It's going to continue to sink south through downtown Rochester within an hour and down into the areas farther south as well.
So if you have to go out, you're encouraged not to, but if you have to, take your time.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, take your time. We thank you so much for making News 10 NBC your choice for news.
NBC Nightly News is next. And join us for News 10 NBC at 7.
Good night. Good night.
Been buying Fords for our company for about 15 years. The vehicles all go high miles, 25, 30,000 miles a year. The things that are important to us are quality, reliability, and value. Our next purchase, it'll be Ford.
Ford, rides you can count on.
Janet, I'm giving you an extra week's vacation.
No.
What?
No way.
Who says no to more? Time Warner Cable's all about giving you more, like the most free HD channels and virtually unlimited movies and shows on demand, so you can binge all day.
Don't forget the free TV app.
Switch to get ultra-fast internet with secure home Wi-Fi to connect all your devices. Call 1-855-WANT-TWC. For $89.99 a month, you'll get free HD channels, 30 meg internet, and unlimited calling. Say yes to more. Call now.
Look at this, a Silicon Valley server farm. The vault to man's greatest wonders. Selfies, cat videos, and winking emojis. Speaking of tech wonders, with the Geico app, you can get roadside assistance, digital ID cards, or even file a claim.
Do that. Yeah, that should work. It's not happening. Just try again.
I think I found your problem.
Thanks.
The award-winning Geico app. Download it today.
It's what everyone's after. The new 2017 Nissan Rogue. With intelligent forward emergency braking that could stop your car for you. Get to Nissan's Go Rogue year-end event for year-end savings on Rogue and the rest of the Nissan lineup. Take on any galaxy. Rogue One, a Star Wars story. In theaters December 16th. Get a low $179 per month lease on the 2016 Rogue, or lease the 2016 Altima just $159 per month.
I promise.
To greet you with a smile.
I promise to earn your trust.
Standing behind our work for the last 30 years, with more to come.
That's our promise to you.
We are ADP Plumbing.
Thank you for making us Rochester's most trusted plumber.
In West Philadelphia, born and raised, on the playground was where I spent most of my days. Chilling out, maxing, relaxing, all cool, and shooting some b-ball outside Arby's. We have the meats.
My car's got a little over 100,000 now too, doesn't it?
107,000.
And I'm never concerned. Whether it's winter, spring, summer, fall, does not matter. It's always good. She always goes the way she's supposed to, and I love that.
Ford, rides you can count on.
New at 6, Santa and his helpers left the North Pole today to visit with the children at Golisano Children's Hospital.
Yeah, the hospital shared pictures on its Facebook page. Old St. Nick even brought Mrs. Claus along. The event put on together by Tia's Hope, an organization that donates gifts to patients at Golisano between Thanksgiving and Christmas. And today, they also took part in activities including sand art, oh, I love that, and photo booths.
Definitely put some smiles on some faces
I know.
today. Amanda has a final look at our weather.
Yeah, you know, we are dealing with some lake effect snow across the area. It is going to get worse before it gets better for most folks. It's going to continue to sink south through downtown Rochester within an hour and down into the areas farther south as well.
So if you have to go out, you're encouraged not to, but if you have to, take your time.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, take your time. We thank you so much for making News 10 NBC your choice for news.
NBC Nightly News is next. And join us for News 10 NBC at 7.
Good night. Good night.